Hi guys, this is Stacy. I am back again today with another Cricut Explore video. For today's video, I thought we would go ahead and try another one of those Make It Now projects. The one we're going to be making today is called the Cherry Blossom Tree. Really easy. All it requires is a branch from outside, a vase you may have laying around, and then of course the flowers you're going to cut out with your Cricut. So to get started, you want to go to your computer and go to your web browser. Then you want to go to cricut.com/designspace to access the software. And you're going to see this screen here. You want to go in and log in by clicking on that green box in the upper left hand corner to log in. I already went ahead and did that, but you make sure you're logged in, and you can confirm that by seeing your name there. And you want to stay on this page. This is where all the Make It Now projects are. Now I like to filter through it and find just the free ones. So to do that, you want to go over here to all categories, click on that, and go down to find the word free, and then click on the word free. And now it shows you all the free ones that you have access to. And they're my favorite ones, the free ones. Alright, now you want to go here where it says Cherry Blossom Tree. That's the project we're making. And it brings up a description box and a few pictures that you can see. So if you can see there, the flower, and then the actual part of the tree or the branch, and another close-up of the flower. It says it takes about a half hour to 30 minutes to an hour to complete the project. The materials you're going to need, of course, your machine and the design space, your mat. It also recommends having a Cricut scoring stylus in your machine. I don't have that, not a big deal. I'll just score it by hand. Then as far as your cardstock colors, it recommends a light green cardstock for your leaves, a pink cardstock for your flower, a yellow cardstock for the inner part of your flower. Now I am changing mine out. I am doing a light green color for my leaf. I'm doing a medium or darker toned yellow for my flower, and a lighter color yellow for the inner part of my flower. I don't really have any pink in my craft room, but you can of course customize the papers to your decor. Alright, then other materials you would need, or that it recommends, would be pearl stickers for the inside of the flower. I am not doing that part. You would need ribbon to decorate your vase. I am not doing that part either. My vase has a decorative already on there. Foam squares, adhesive, hot glue gun and hot glue sticks, floral foam, a branch, and a vase. So as far as the floral foam, I'm not using that either. When I went out back to get my branch, I actually took rocks from my garden to put in my vase to get it, to kind of give my vase a little bit of weight so it wouldn't, tilt over. Then I figured with my branch, I could just kind of nestle in between the rocks. So if you have floral foam and you want to use that, go on ahead. Now as far as your branch, I did have to pick mine off a tree. I recommend if you can find a dead branch laying around, that's better, but I did not have a dead branch near me. Also, when I got my branch, I brought it into my vase and kind of sized it to where it would fit my vase and not look too funny being too big or too small. I clipped off all the green part of my branch. Then once I had it cut down, I did put my branch in my oven at about 300 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes. This way it kills off any critters that may be in the branch, versus having them come out in my scrapbook room because I'd freak. Alright, so you have all that. It does say it's going to make 21 flowers, 3 in 3 different sizes. 7 are going to be at 2.5 inches, 7 will be at 2 inches, and then 7 will be at 1.5 inches. But again, you can customize that if you want more big flowers, or you can make as many flowers you'd like to fill your branch. Alright, so now we're going to go to customize down here, and we're going to see how it lays out. Alright, so it's going to bring up all your flowers, all your leaves. They're already all grouped together. So what I had to do, let me show you here. If we could just go here and hit go, it's going, I think it takes 3 or 4 mats. I'm not quite sure here. I was playing with this earlier to kind of get a feel of it. Yes, it takes 4 mats. So you can see your one green mat with all your leaves, your yellow mat with all the flowers, or the inner part of your flower, then the pink for all your your main flowers in different sizes, and another pink there. I only have 8.5 by 11 cardstock that I want to use that I liked for this project. So what I did is I closed this out, and I'll share with you what I did over here. I just went in and I changed the colors of all my flowers. I did one group in purple, one group in blue, and one group in red. This way it's going to require more mats for each color. If I share with you here, I'm going to hit go. It'll be the same process. I didn't adjust the sizing or anything, but now I have more mats, so I'm able to rearrange things on my mat. So here's my first layer of green, and there's all my leaves. But like I said, my paper is only 8.5 inches tall by 11 wide. So when I'm ready to cut this, I would just take these leaves and kind of just move them over to where I know they'll fit. Okay, then if I had my blue layer, I would do the same thing. Again, this would be my yellow color. All my large flowers are yellow. I would just rearrange these to make them fit on my 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. My purple, I only have one mat of purple. I would have to do this one twice because you can see I can't really adjust this flower. You know, it's going to be larger than 8.5. And then my this red letter, or this red layer as well, is also my pink flower, so I would just rearrange those. And then I have my yellow layer here. And again, it's just very easy to rearrange things to make them work. I'm now going to go back to mat 1, and we're going to do the green layer first. So I'm just going to look in here and just rearrange these leaves to where I think I have enough room. And like I said before, I really hope in the next update that they consider putting a grid on here so we can really see where our lines are. But you know, you can tell here it's 1 through 12, so this is 12, 11, 10, so it should fit this way. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and load my Cricut mat, and then I'll take it to the Cricut and we'll start cutting this out. Okay, it's telling us to load our mat, so I have my green cardstock on there. I'm going to go ahead and get it on there. Hit load mat, and this is a really, really cheap cardstock, so I'm hoping it doesn't tear it to pieces, but we'll see as we go. Now you can see here this part of my blade is going up and down because it's recognizing it as a scoring part. So it may take a little bit longer because it wants to score. But like I said, it's easy to score your leaf in half. I'm going to plug my camera in, it's blinking at me here. There we go. Now I'm not going to do a video of the entire process like I normally would because this is going to take really, really long. So I do want to do the project with you as far as the hot gluing and assembling the flowers and whatnot. So I'm going to let the green cut out. When your green is cut out, you just hit next mat and keep on loading your paper until you have all your flowers cut out. Really easy. I think it's doing my flowers now as far as the cutting. Yeah, so now it's cutting out my leaves. When this is done, I will go to my next mat. And if you have 12 by 12 paper, it'll be a lot faster for you guys because you don't need to, rearrange things like I had to do. But I will see you back at the craft table when all of our flowers and our leaves are cut out. See you guys in a few minutes. Alright guys, we're back. I have all of my flowers done for the most. I only have one left that I want to share with you guys, but I do want to share with you how they turned out. I think they're really, really pretty. So here are two of the large ones. Aren't they pretty? Okay, then we have the medium ones here. Like that. And then we have the itty bitty ones, which are my favorite, I think. Right there. I did save one to put together with you guys here on camera so you guys can see how I did it. Now, as I mentioned, I don't have a scoring stylus that scores this automatically, so I had to go and do it myself. It was really easy to do. Okay, so you can see here I just took my bone folder and just drew a line down the center. Nothing dramatic, just, down the center there so I can create that little line. I did the same with my leaf. I cut that out, took my bone folder, and went across. Alright, now the instructions say to put a pop dot between your two layers here. Okay, I tried a pop dot, I didn't like it. I'm going to be using glue. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink these up. Let me put my little glove on here. Hang on, otherwise I'm going to get ink all over my fingers. Alright, so all I'm doing to ink these, I'm actually going to be using this Daffodil Delight from Stampin' Up. It does not match my cardstock, but that's the fun of it. You don't need to be all matchy-matchy. Okay, so just take your little ink thing, and I'm just kind of sponging a little bit of color on the petals. Just twisting and turning a little bit. Okay, just to give them a little bit of dimension. Do that to the other one as well. Okay, I'm also going to do that with my little petal here, and this one I'm using Pear Pizzazz by Stampin' Up. I'm first going to go down this crease line. So it almost acts like the vein of the leaf. And again, just kind of sponging it on, just to give the leaf a little bit of dimension so it's not so flat looking. Alright, so I'm done with the green. Now what I do with my yellow one, where the folds are, I fold them upwards, so they're going to be backwards. I just kind of put my finger behind it and give it a crease, and it'll crease for you. Okay, so just do that to both of these flowers. Okay, then I take my ink pad again and I just ink again on that little line there. If you want to, if you have like the distressing ink, that kind of thing, you could use that, but I figured I'd use what I have, and I liked the yellow look on here. Alright, so that one's done. Let's go ahead and do this one. I'm doing this on the flower that's going to be the flower side that's facing up. Okay, one more and then we're good to go there. Alright, so that one's done. Take my ink off. Alright, now what I do next, I just kind of put them back the way they go. Okay, so they're laying flat. As I said, they want you to use a dimensional or foam tape to make these two lift. I just use my glue gun. I'm going to take my glue and just put a dollop of glue in the center here, like that, and let it dry. That way it'll get hard and it'll act like a glue dot. Okay, and then while I'm here for this one, I'm going to go and take this piece that cut out, the center piece, put it in my hand, take like the end of a marker or something, and just kind of twist the center of it like that to give it again a little bit more lift. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the center of this flower, so I can apply that piece there, like such. And I take my bone folder, put it on there, and I just push my bone folder in on the center of that. Trying to avoid any glue spillage. Now for the center of my flower, you can use a pearl or whatever you want to do here, but I made these homemade glittery glue dots a while ago. I do a video on it on my channel somewhere, but they look like this. And all this is glue that I, hot glue that I dried. It looks like this. Okay, I just poured out hot glue, made it a little circle. Then while it was wet, I went and sprinkled on glitter, and it makes this glittery glue dot like this. Okay, so I found one that would fit the center of my flower right here, this nice little large one. Alright, so what I'm going to do is take again a little bit more glue and apply it to the center here. Just a little bit, because what we're doing is we want to heat the glue up so it can adhere to this little piece there. Alright, so just a little bit of glue in there. And I kind of just go real slow with my glue gun. I kind of turn it a little bit to alleviate some strings. Take my gluey tweezers and bring this guy up here and set him on there like that. Okay, and that creates the center part of my flower. Really, really pretty. Alright, now this glue here is nice and dried, still tacky, but it's dry enough to where it's going to create that little bit of lift that we need that we don't have from a foam tape. I have to take a little bit more glue on top of that just to heat that glue up again. Not a lot. You want to work quickly because you want this one to go on top of that one, and you want that bottom one to not melt completely. So make sure they're off centered a little bit. Okay, and then just kind of push them down like that. Let it settle up. And since it's hot glue, it does dry really quick. Alright, now the back part, you want to add your little leaf on there. So you're going to just take some glue. And I don't use a lot here, and I kind of use the tip of my glue gun to kind of smear it around so it's not so bulky. And take my leaf and plop it in there, and while I'm doing that, I'm kind of curving my leaf a little bit as well. Okay, see that? Alright, so there we have it. That's done. I'll let this dry so I can get rid of all the glue strings. Now an idea that you can do, let me zoom out a little bit. Alright, what you can do to give the flowers a little bit more lift, you can, because they're kind of flat, you can always come back in here and wrinkle these guys back up. Well, this one's stuck to my leaf, so that's not going to work. Alright, well, like this one. You can take these and lift them back up a little bit, or, you can crease them back like this. Just, just make that crease more defined. Okay, so it gives the flower more of a 3D look. Okay, like that, see that? Or then you can take a bone folder or a pencil or what have you, and I take it with my leaf, and I just kind of curl my leaf a little bit. Again, just so it's not laying so flat. Just, you know, kind of curl it. You know, something more round would work better here, but okay, just so it gives the leaf a little bit of dimension as well. Then you can also do that with your petal of your flowers. You can take your bone folder again and just kind of, you know, like you're curling ribbon. Just curl them up a little bit. Not a lot, but it's just enough to where, again, it's going to make them look more 3D. Okay, and then do the back ones a little bit. Like I said, I just think that gives it a more finished look. It looks more 3D. Alright, now all of our flowers are done. I'm going to fix some of these and make them more 3D-ish, I guess. And then when I'm done doing this, I will come back and then we're going to attach these to our branches using our hot glue gun again. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. Alright guys, all the flowers are done. I put my branches in my vase. You can see my vase there, and I did add 2 flowers so far. I will say they're a little bit harder to add than I thought they would be. So I'm going to kind of hold the camera there and you guys can see what I'm doing. I want to mainly put the flowers at the end of a branch. Okay, like this. So if I think this one's too long, I'll just break it in half. Okay, just so I can get that little piece up there so I can put a flower there. I have one big one here, so I'm going to do a medium size next. I'm just going to take the flower, put a bunch of glue on the back. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Just a good dollop of glue on the back of it. Okay, and kind of twirl my gun a little bit to get rid of some of the glue strings, and then take the flower. I'm going to have it go the opposite way, not all my leaves. I don't want all my leaves to go the same direction. Then put that up there and kind of just hold it for a few seconds. I'm pushing on that center dot. Okay, just kind of give it there a few moments to get there. Okay, now your glue will dribble, which is fine. Okay, so let the glue drip. Just, there we go. Alright, so we have 3 flowers on and a bunch more to go. And I'm just kind of getting rid of some of my glue strings that I see here along the way. Getting it off my fingers, it will drive me bonkers having glue on my fingers like that. Alright, then we're going to continue on. So I have one large one up there. I do want to do another large one, maybe over here. Can you guys see that side? Like right here, I think a large one will be okay. So again, I'm going to take my glue. Can you guys see? Put a little dollop on it. Not a large dollop because it's going to run. So it might be helpful to let it sit there for a few seconds just so it sets up in that area where you put the glue before you go ahead and put it down, because it will drip. I have my ceiling fan on, so that's going to kind of help with the drying process there. Okay. I'm going to stick this one right here. I'm just holding on or pressing down that little center piece there. Okay, so there's another flower there. Now I need a medium one. I think, I'm not very good at flower arranging. I don't want that one there. Maybe a small one? What do y'all think? I think a small one right there I think would look okay. Alright, so again I'm going to twirl my glue on there. Kind of let it sit up on the back of my flower a little bit. Okay, so once I think it's set up a little bit to where it's not going to run, you guys can see that the glue is going to run a little bit. Okay, so once I think it's done running, I'll stick it someplace right there. Okay, and then press it on there really good. Ooh, and touch the glue in the back because that is hot. Okay, so we're moving along. Alright, now I need another flower. I think right here, but I think this is a little bit too tall, so just break it off. And I'm going to do a medium one there. I think, like right there. I'll do my leaf more upward on this flower here. Again, kind of let your glue sit on the back of your flower for a little while. Kind of shake it or whatever you want to do to kind of help it set up a little bit. It does help by letting it set up a little bit. It does alleviate some of the glue strings. Not all, but some of them. And then if you have a heat tool, you can always come back in here when you're done all your flowers and just zap it with your heat gun, and it'll, you know, get rid of the glue strings. Alright, so we're going to put this guy here on this branch. And again, just kind of pressing it back carefully there. Okay, so I'm going to carry on and continue to do this, and I will show it to you when it's all finished and done. See you guys in a few minutes. Alright guys, here we have the finished vase we've been working on. Kind of give you a close-up of the flowers. I think it is really pretty. You can do this, like I said, any color you want to fit any decor you may have. Some of them were a little harder to attach with the hot glue, you know, especially on this little itty-bitty branch. You just kind of want to hold it there for a little while to let it set, and then you're good to go. And I took my heat tool to it lightly to get rid of any leftover glue strings. I think it looks good this vase as well because there is a little bit of yellow here in my vase. Alright, so there you guys have it. Any questions, let me know. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.